Hi, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade leaders. It's Christy. We're preparing for October 1st, and we are talking about God's world. We are looking at Psalm 24, verse 1, where it says that the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. The world and all its people belong to Him. What we want for people to understand, for the kids to understand, is that everything we have is on loan from God for us to help bring glory to Him. And so the little things we have, like our cell phones, or if a kid doesn't have a cell phone, even their brother or sister are on loan to their family so that they can know God too. You have a few activities in your baskets this week. Your opening activity is called Get Your Head in the Game. And with this activity, you may have different kinds of things other than what I have right here in the bag. You should have something that has letters on it. Some of the tables may have Scrabble tiles. Some of them may have Bananagram tiles. Some of you may even have some cereal. So realize that we know that it all may look different, but you could still play the same game. Okay, and the kids, what they're supposed to do is use all of their letters and spell out things on their paper plates. Okay, they have to be the group with the largest word. Okay, let me see. The goal is to create as many words as possible in 5 minutes. So any word they want to, they can create in 5 minutes. So they have to, if they have enough tiles, they need to fill up their plate with as many words as they can think of. You might want to warn against certain 4-letter words, or give extra points for words that are anti-4-letter words. So you know what I mean, and you know who's going to be the offender. So be aware that could be a part of what they are thinking of. Then we will move in and do large group together and our worship time. I don't know if I made it really clear, but I just want you guys to know that with these bigger kids, they're beginning to see that other people have different things than them, and that everything's not equal. And so we don't necessarily want to make that where a kid feels wrong because they don't have everything somebody else has. But if we can shift their focus just a tiny bit to help them understand that because God was directing creation at the beginning, then we have access to things, and that God really wants for us to use our stuff, to use our time, to use everything that He's given us to bring Him glory. So I hope that becomes more clear as we begin to study this together, but that's really the heart behind it all. All right, in your activity baskets, you'll have a stack of sticky notes. Pass out all the sticky notes. Each kid gets at least one sticky note, and have them draw a picture or write on their sticky note something that they value the most. Can be anything, and it may be different for each kid. It may be the same. It may be Xbox for every single kid in your group. It may be Roblox for every single kid in your group, but that's okay. And then if they could take one thing with them on a long trip, what would they choose? So maybe have them divide their sticky note in half, or tear it down the middle if they'd like to, and have it in 2 different places. Or they can leave it all on one and ask them, do you notice any similarities or differences between those 2 things? If you had to take one thing with you, say you evacuated for a hurricane again, what would you take with you and why? And is that different today than it was on the day where you actually had to evacuate from Harvey? And then the other thing is, what is the thing you value the most? Are those the same kind of thing? Are those or is it all the same most important thing to you? And then give them a chance quickly to share what they choose, if they want to, in front of the group. Then ask them how their feelings might change if that one thing belonged to their entire family. Or if their feelings of that might change if they had to share it with their whole school. Or their feelings might change if they had to share it with their whole football team or their whole soccer team or swim team or whatever the kids are into. Should be a really great discussion, and I can't wait to walk around and hear some of the things that the kids are talking about through this. You have a memory verse activity, and pretty easy activity. You don't need anything for it. You're just going to ask everyone to, in their own words, to rephrase the verse. And the verse for the month is, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. And this is a great time to start a discussion on that. Maybe you need to share a story this week of a time where God asked for you to be faithful with just a small thing, and then He proved to you how much that meant to Him by whatever reward or whatever other way you felt like God made that into something bigger. I know that was a philosophy at the church that we attended in Washington, D.C., that most people, even as they were hired to work on the church staff, they were not given promotions very easily or very readily, because they wanted to see that whoever was faithful with little could also be trusted with a whole lot more. And I know we have parented our kids that way. I don't know if you have, but I have seen my kids rise in situations that I didn't realize they had the strength to rise in. So can't wait to hear your discussions. Don't forget to pray with your kids. Also, the God times this month. Make sure that the kids get them and take them home. We want to encourage families to do these things together. Kids this age can do their God time all by themselves, but maybe it's something to share as a whole family for a time. Maybe they can do around dinner each night, or in the car on the way to school. They can talk through some of the talking points on those papers. So encourage them to do that. Remind parents that we're talking about this all month, and that we're committed to helping their kids understand what generosity and stewardship mean. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good day.